Many classes within the Open Entry Lab run off of Blackboard. However, the Introduction to Computer classes, COMG 150 and COMG 153, are based out of a course pack. At the beginning of the semester, students will be asking for this course pack during their orientation times, or some may take their orientation online and just come in to get their course pack. The orientation information will be found on this half-sheet handout, which we do keep up on the front counter, available for their taking, and it informs them of where they take the orientation and how to log into AIM. AIM is the attendance system. This system is what tracks their attendance, since we will not have them coming into the lab just to sign in or sign out to prove that they're attending class. They will log into AIM. AIM also is where you will be able to store grades for 150 and 153 classes. More information about that will follow. So students come in, you give them your syllabus, and then they view the book, the course pack. In there, it's pretty self-explanatory what they have to do. They have a final grade sheet, using the workbook, and then all the modules as they go. Some of these require them to tear it out and actually submit it. Others are just practice. Most modules within the course require them to come to the Open Entry Lab and get a final evaluation. That is stored within the file cabinet, the first one when you enter the lab, and they will ask you, the instructor, for an evaluation. They'll be able to tell you which one they're taking. So, for example, PowerPoint 2, animating presentations, they ask for that, you give it to the student after you actually stamp it out. There is a stamper, and to the left is time out, to the right is time in. So here on the sheet, they don't line up perfectly, but it works. You take the sheet, it's stamped it out. When they give it back to you, make sure you verify that they have a section number on there. There are multiple teachers teaching sections, so we need to make sure we can identify the student. If they do not have a section, they need to find it. Do not accept it. We'll stamp it in. It's now stamped back in with the date and time, and then it will go in the file cabinet, which will be the lower file cabinet, which is where each teacher will have a file with their name on it for materials they need to correct. Once you have graded materials, there's a bank of file cabinets just as you enter the OE lab. So there's the door and there's the bank of file cabinets. And students aren't able to actually come and view their materials here. So they'll open up the file cabinet. You can see that we have it separated by alphabetical name for last name. And then we create a folder for each student. What this does is it enables the students to come in and view your comments on their paper. The score will be a name, and it's a good holding place for their papers. Students may take their papers out of the OE lab, or they may decide to leave them in there. That is their option. After 1 year, the papers will be discarded because that is a length of time that we must maintain student records. So if they do leave them with us, we discard them after 1 year. There will be a student worker available within the OE lab during some hours. That will be on the OE lab schedule. And that person will be there more just to monitor the lab than anything else. It is your job to answer student questions for your class and try your best for any of the other classes within Open Entry. There's also faculty offices within the Open Entry lab, and those faculty may be able to assist you if you need to go on the restroom or whatever the case is. This is not their obligation. This would be them being courteous, so make sure you ask them nicely. Okay, that concludes a tour of the Open Entry Lab, and we'll continue on to the next section.